Your head of security hands you a document. Your father signed an order to transfer you to a diplomatic post. A country where nothing happens. Translation: exile. Not because you failed, because you got too good. You became the one thing he can't tolerate. Someone who doesn't need him. You sit in the dark for a long time. You run the math. You control the systems. He controls old men who still fax each other. The numbers are clear. You make calls from phones you stashed years ago. He taught you paranoia. You learned it better than he expected. You offer the generals a transition. Same positions. Better terms. You know their debts, their affairs, their medical records. You know which ones have sons in foreign universities and which ones have money in accounts their wives don't know about. You don't threaten. You don't need to. You just make it clear you know. Most of them switch in hours. The rest get convinced by the ones who already switched. By midnight, the chain of command answers to you. Your father is asleep upstairs. He doesn't know the country changed hands while he was dreaming. The coup takes 11 minutes. No gunfire. No tanks in the streets. A digital blackout. A palace lockdown. 40 soldiers who answer to you. You walk into his bedroom at 3 a.m. He's sitting on the bed in pajamas. No uniform, no medals, no entourage. A tired old man with thin arms and liver spots on his hands. The most powerful man in the country looks like someone's grandfather waiting for a doctor's appointment. He looks at you. Not surprised. He knew. He built you for exactly this. He just didn't plan on being the demonstration. You tell him he's being moved. Countryside estate, food, doctors, a garden. No phone, no visitors, no power. He stares at you for a long time. Then he smiles. Not a smirk. A real smile. The kind you spent your entire childhood trying to earn. Finally, he says, "You're ready." You don't know what to do with that. You've rehearsed this moment 100 times. In none of those versions was he smiling. You nod to the soldiers. They walk him out. He doesn't resist, doesn't look back. You sit on his bed. It's still warm. You don't know if you just freed a country or just passed his final exam. Both feel true. Neither feels good. The palace is quiet. For the first time in your life, nobody is telling you what to do. The silence is louder than you expected. The world celebrates. Leaders who spent decades ignoring your father's crimes line up for photos with you. You announce reforms. Free press. Elections in 18 months. Political prisoners released. The coverage is glowing. Magazine covers. Award nominations. You're 28 and the world calls you a hero. It lasts about a month. The free press starts publishing. Mass graves. Stolen billions. Torture records. Your last name on everything. Photographs you've never seen. Testimonies from people you've never met, describing things done in rooms you've never entered. Doesn't matter. Your name is on the building. The prisoners you freed want tribunals. Some of them spent 20 years in cells your father built. They don't see a reformer when they look at you. They see the same jaw, the same eyes. The generals you bribed want more money. The economy, held together by fear and forced labor for decades, folds. Inflation goes vertical. Breadlines form. A loaf of bread costs what a teacher makes in a week. People who chanted your name in January burn your portrait in March. Hospitals run out of medicine. Schools close. The infrastructure your father's propaganda reel celebrated starts falling apart because it was built for cameras, not for people. You hold emergency meetings, propose reform plans, aid packages, gradual transition. An advisor, old guard, your father's era, leans across the table. Sir, democracy is wonderful. But these people need to eat by Friday. You know what works by Friday. You tell yourself you're different. You say it every morning like a man checking a lock he knows is broken. 6 months later, the temporary measures are permanent. The press is regulated, national security. The opposition is monitored. Public safety. The protests are dispersed. Stability. The elections are postponed. Economic crisis. You sign each order with a reason attached. Every reason is reasonable. That's the part that should scare you. You're not pretending anymore. You believe your own explanations. Your father lied to his people and knew he was lying. You found something worse. You lie to yourself and believe every word. At night, you draft speeches about progress and patience. In the morning, you read reports about detention numbers and protest casualties. You read both with the same cup of coffee. The distance between those two documents doesn't register anymore. That's how you know the transition is complete. One night, you check the security feed from the countryside estate. Your father is sitting in a garden, watering roses. The sun is going down behind him. He looks calm, rested, content. He's reading a book. He has a blanket over his knees, a cup of tea on the table. He looks like a man who finally put something heavy down and decided not to pick it back up. You look around your own office. Bulletproof glass. 14 screens. Panic buttons. A phone that rings every 3 minutes. Armed guards outside every door. You haven't left this building in 11 days. You can't remember the last time you read something that wasn't a briefing. You can't remember the last time you sat outside without checking the rooftops first. You built your father a cage. It's the only free place in the entire country. You inherited his palace. It's the only prison. Somewhere in that garden, he's pruning roses with steady hands. He knows what you're just starting to figure out. The crown was never the reward. It was the sentence. And you volunteered for it. The dictator's greatest trick wasn't staying in power for 40 years. It was raising the only person capable of replacing him and making sure that person was guaranteed to repeat him. The cycle doesn't break. It just gets a new face. A new voice saying the same words in a different accent.